Hi there, welcome to my very first technical update for 2023. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 7 ASX companies, including Winsome Resources. I have never heard of this company before. However, the share price did rally 32% on the 6th of January on some pretty good news, and it should not be surprised that Winsome Resources is a lithium explorer. The 6 other companies I will be featuring in today's video are companies you should, well, 3 of the companies, or at least 3 of the companies you should know, but the other 3 companies I also know. So hopefully, if you don't know those other 3 companies, you might take away a little bit from today's video. And not only will we be looking at ASX companies, also be looking at or updating the charts for gold and copper. In fact, we'll be looking at those charts first. But what are the other 6 companies we'll be looking at in today's video? So the other 6 companies we'll be looking at in today's video, apart from Winsome Resources, are Aristocrat, which is one of the biggest companies on the ASX. One of the biggest, if not the biggest company, and I think it is their biggest company on the ASX, is BHP. We'll be looking at that chart as well. And one of the biggest gold companies, gold producing companies on the ASX, Northern Star. The 3 smaller companies, and these are the companies you may not have heard of before, but in saying that, Tesserent is quite popular. Droneshield was a popular pick, not only among our viewers of this channel, but also in the Bell Potter stock picks for 2023. They did choose Droneshield, while SciDev is a company I own for quite a few years, and the momentum in that company's share price is turning around, and the sentiment has gone from highly negative to positive on the back of some pretty good announcements from the company. But before we have a look at the 7 ASX companies, including Winsome Resources, just to update the picture on gold right now. And the reason I am showing you gold and copper is because on the last day, in the last day, we have seen a pretty good rally in gold and copper. And this means gold uptrend is intact, and a nice looking uptrend here. The price of gold currently is sitting just under 1,870, a nice developing uptrend. And I think it has gone through, or is right now at a resistance level. If you go back to around about May of last year, you can see the price of gold going sideways at that point, and then actually moved into a downtrend just after that level. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the price of gold go sideways for a little bit, get through that resistance level, and then try to get above the major resistance level at 2060. But we have a long way to go before we get to that level. But I do anticipate the possibility that gold could get that high. And when I say could get that high, I mean within the next 6 months. Eventually, within the next few years, definitely within the next 5 years, it will get well above 2060. Now on to copper, and I am fairly bullish on copper and gold, but just because I'm bullish on those 2 commodities doesn't mean the rest of the market is going to be bullish, and they could see a much further downside to these commodities, and that could mean my bull case is absolutely wrong. So just because I'm bullish doesn't mean I can't be wrong. Anyway, copper is right on a nice little resistance level at $3.94. Now, the reason that's a nice little resistance level, if you go back over the past few months, and it's only 2 or 3 months, you can see the price of copper get to that level and then pull back. In fact, it's reached that level 4 times in the past 3 months. So that means that level is fairly strong resistance. And in the past day, we have seen copper get to that level again, and then we did see some selling. So the traders know that level is resistance. That's why they are selling as soon as copper gets to that level. So we need to see a breakout in copper prices above that level. And if it does, it's blue sky ahead for copper, because the last time copper would have got to, say, $4 was way back, if you go all the way back in June of this year. So we'll be looking at more than a 6-month high for copper. Now on to the 7 ASX companies, and first stock is Winsome Resources. I have not heard of this company before, and it did, based off this chart, it IPO'd on the ASX back in December 2021. So that's one of the reasons I haven't heard about this company. It's a recent IPO. and we have seen a lot of interest in this company over the past 2 months. So during November and December, a lot of interest came in for this company after, we'll say, very little interest. Look at the volume, very low volume, particularly from about June through to the start of November. The share price had a resistance level at about 56.5 cents. So that is a share price we wanted to see breached. Now, we have seen quite a bit of interest in this company with very high volume, and the reason behind that is some announcements from the company. Starting on the 28th of October, and that was the first really high volume day, that particular announcement was significant pegmatite intercept from early drilling. Share price increased 28%. But the share price reached the resistance level, and then we did see it pull back, and it took another 3 trading days before the share price went above that resistance level, which would have been around about the 2nd of November. And on the 2nd of November, the share price increased 57% on no news. And the reason it rallied, in my opinion, on no news was because it went above that resistance level. In fact, the company did receive an ASX price query. So the ASX saw the share price rally 57% and were wondering why. So they asked Winsome Resources management, is there any explanation why the share price rallied 57%? And of course, they can't say, well, there was a resistance level at 56.5 cents. We went above that resistance level on strength. So that's why the share price rallied like that. They actually said at one point in their commentary, there appears recognition from the market that the market cap is low for Winsome Resources compared to their peers. And we have seen the share price rally from there, and a nice uptrend in the share price here. And then on the 6th of January, share price rallied another 32% because of strong lithium mineralization from their first assays. So just based off these announcements, this company has gone a long way to go before they get into production, yet the market cap right now is sitting around probably 250 million or something like that. So this is another lithium explorer on the ASX. There is a plentiful plethora of these sort of companies on the ASX right now just because of lithium prices. The first 3 companies, apart from Winsome, we're going to be looking at the bigger companies. So Aristocrat, BHP, and Northern Star. And the main reason I've included Aristocrat in this particular video is because share price has been under pressure in the past year. Share price has decreased from around about $45.50 down to $30. So a 50% decrease in the share price. The company did issue in November an update, a trading update that did disappoint the market. And the share price before that update was around about $37. And we have seen share price pull back to the lows we saw back in May. So a potential double bottom here for Aristocrat. We need to see this confirmed, but it's good that the share price has bounced off this low. So a potential double bottom, which means $30.50, which is that bottom we saw back in May and again recently, might be the floor in Aristocrat's share price. And possibly what people are doing, or investors are doing, they see value at $30.50, and that's why there might be a double bottom. So have a look at Aristocrat if you don't care that this company is all about gambling and that sort of thing. I don't really care. I'm not a big gambling fan. I don't gamble myself, but I don't like government intervention. So I'm a sort of a minimalist when it comes to government intervention. Let people themselves decide what's good for themselves or not. So even though I'm not a big fan of gambling, I don't mind these sort of companies on the ASX because they can take advantage of people who like to gamble. Now on to BHP, the largest company on the ASX. I'm pretty sure it is the largest company. There was a sort of a competition between a CBA and CSL, who would be the largest company, but BHP have taken them over, I believe. I could be absolutely wrong on that. But anyway, the main reason I'm looking at BHP, or have included BHP in this video, is a complete opposite to Aristocrat. So Aristocrat does look like there is a possible double bottom forming, and that is a possible good buying opportunity for those who like the long-term future, or even a possible trading position. When you look at BHP, it's actually a resistance level. So BHP share price is getting back to a fairly strong resistance level at $48. The reason that's a strong resistance level is the share price keeps hitting $48 and then keeps pulling back. The first time it did that was in July 2021. It did it again in March of 2022, May 2022, and then in November 2022 as well. So moving forward for BHP, and the reason this is important and resistance levels are important and support levels are important is because traders know it. And when traders see a share price of a company getting to a resistance or a support level, they're going to act accordingly by either selling or buying shares in that company. So you could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's true, but that's how it works. It all comes back to the psychology of traders, not so much investors, but investors also play a part here as well. So I have actually heard, I forget who it was on a podcast recently, who said BHP share price is getting to a point now where he's thinking of trimming because it's getting to a resistance level. And he actually mentioned the share price is at $48, and whenever the share price is at $48, the share price pulls back. So that's the mentality among not only traders, but also some investors as well. So if the share price of BHP gets above $48 on strength, that would be a bullish move because that means this resistance level has been broken. Now on to Northern Star, and I could have included many gold companies in this video, and I am being a little bit biased because I am a Northern Star Resources shareholder right now, but the share price of Northern Star has gotten above the old highs we saw in April, and that was an important share price for Northern Star to get through, and we saw this on the 6th of January on pretty good strength, on nice volume as well. Share price moving towards $11.80. My only concern with Northern Star and a lot of the other gold companies is the rally in the share price, and gold itself has been quite powerful, strong over the past, we'll say 3 months since October, and I do think there is a chance that the share price and gold itself could go sideways for a while or even pull back a little bit because it has been a really nice rally in gold. But I am sticking strong to my Northern Star holding at this point in time. I just wish I kept some of the holdings at other companies like Capricorn Metals. Share price of that company has almost doubled since the beginning of this rally. So that's my one slight mistake, is that I did sell out of some gold companies and then did not buy back in when this gold rally started. Now onto those smaller ASX companies, starting with Tesserent, a company I've held and sort of bought and sold quite a few times over the past few years. And the share price was in a really well-defined downtrend, no end in sight to the share price decreasing. In fact, the share price fell below 10 cents for about a month, about from mid-November towards mid-December. The share price was below 10 cents. In fact, the share price fell below 9 cents for a while. But we have seen a really nice rally in the share price of Tesserent over the past month. And one of the reasons was the company released a trading update and a State Library Queensland contract on the 20th of December. Share price increased 11%. And there was really nice volume as well. And that's the main thing I'm seeing, is some really good volume on these up days. And the share price is rallying. Share price has gotten to 14 cents or closed at 14 cents on the 6th of January. And the last time the share price was at 14 cents was way back in May of last year. So it does look like there is potential that the share price is at least has stopped its downtrend, and possible signs that the sentiment in this company is turning from negative to at least neutral, possibly even positive, particularly if the company releases a really good January Appendix 4C. So I'm really looking forward to seeing their Appendix 4C or their quarterly update, which they should be releasing in the next few weeks. Another company that is recovering from an extended period of negative sentiment is SciDev, a company I do own and have held for a long time. And the company has released a couple of really important announcements, fairly strong announcements. The first one was on the 22nd of December in regards to a contract with Cleanaway. They actually mentioned in this contract around about significant, the potential for this contract is significantly greater than what they mentioned in the announcement. So that's why the market did get excited on that particular day. And just after that, the share price moved into an uptrend. And then on the 5th of January, the company mentioned or announced a 3-year supply to Iluka mine that will generate at least $14 million. And the share price rallied another, I think it was 11% on that day. And then the next day rallied another 7%. So the share price is around about 42.5 cents. Last time the share price was 42.5 cents was way back in April of last year. So we're at about a 9-month high in SciDev share price. I would like to see a little bit higher volume at this point in time, but in fact, I'm being a little bit picky when I'm doing that because the share price was in a downtrend and there was a lot of negative sentiment around this company. I actually added to my position back in June when the share price went down to about 22 cents. So I'm really glad I added to my position because the share price has almost doubled from those lows we saw in June and July. In fact, it's more than doubled because the share price went to a low of about 16.5 cents. So it does look like the SciDev share price is turning around right now. And I think this is another company that I'm really looking forward to see how their Appendix 4C comes out. The last Appendix 4C for the September quarter was quite positive. So I think there is potential, particularly if they release another positive quarterly result, that the share price could go bananas from here on in. And the final company I'm including in today's video is Droneshield. A few reasons why I decided to look at Droneshield is just the increase in interest in this company from not only Bell Potter, but this was a popular pick among viewers of this channel that they think this company will do really well in 2023. Now, we have seen increasing volume over the past few weeks, particularly after the 21st of December, when the company announced an $11 million order for a government agency customer. Share price on that day increased 20%, and the share price kept on increasing in the following days from about 20 cents all the way up to a high of about 25.5 cents. So it does look like the share price is wanting to move higher from here, wanting to move in an uptrend. The only negative thing I can think of with Droneshield is those highs we saw back start of, or sort of towards the middle, sort of in the middle, April, May of last year, when the share price rallied quite hard. See, the share price rallied from 17 cents to a high of about 30 cents. So there would be some shareholders who bought in during that rally at higher prices than right now at 25 cents who want to get out. And that is a little bit of resistance. But I don't think the resistance is going to be that much. But there was a fair bit of volume. So that's the only concern about Droneshield moving forward, is a little bit of resistance between about 25 cents and 30 cents. And if you can get through that resistance level, there are green skies, well, blue skies ahead. Not green skies. What would be green skies? That would be hail, that sort of thing. Anyway, that would mean blue skies ahead for Droneshield moving forward. That's all I have for this technical update, 8th of January 2023, the first update for this calendar year. So I'm going to have a closer look at Winsome Resources because the share price of this company has rallied a fair bit over the past few months. If you do know about Winsome Resources a little bit more than I do, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the company. So leave those in the comment section of the video. If you have any thoughts about any other company I featured in this video, please leave it in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.